The Seattle Seahawks fanbase has been sent into absolute chaos after fresh speculation started spreading about one of the biggest reunion stories the NFL has ever seen. Could Russell Wilson actually return to Seattle? Could the quarterback who helped bring a Super Bowl championship back to the Pacific Northwest really wear Seahawks colors once again? While nothing has been officially confirmed, the rumors continue to gain attention across NFL circles, and today we're breaking down exactly why this possibility has everyone talking. Before we dive into all the details, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Seahawks news, breaking updates, trade rumors, and everything happening around the NFL. Now let's get into it. Russell Wilson's departure from Seattle was one of the most emotional moments in franchise history. After spending 10 incredible seasons with the Seahawks, leading the team to multiple playoff appearances, 2 Super Bowl trips, and 1 unforgettable championship, Wilson was traded away, marking the end of an era. At the time, many believed both sides simply needed a fresh start. Seattle moved forward with a new direction, while Wilson looked to begin another championship run elsewhere. But football has a funny way of bringing old stories back to life. Over the past several weeks, fans and analysts have started discussing the possibility that Wilson could eventually find his way back to Seattle. Some believe it would be the perfect redemption story, while others think it simply doesn't fit where the Seahawks are headed. The biggest question everyone keeps asking is simple. Would bringing Russell Wilson back actually make the Seahawks offense one of the most dangerous units in the NFL? When you really think about it, the idea sounds exciting. Wilson already understands the city. He understands the organization. He knows what it takes to win under the pressure of playing in Seattle. More importantly, the fan base already knows exactly what kind of leader he can be when he's playing his best football. Even though his recent seasons have been filled with ups and downs, we've also seen flashes that remind everyone why he was once considered one of the elite quarterbacks in football. The deep ball, the ability to escape pressure, the experience in big games. Those qualities don't simply disappear overnight. Now imagine placing that experience alongside the young offensive weapons Seattle has continued developing over the past few seasons. The Seahawks have invested heavily in creating an explosive offense filled with speed, versatility, and playmaking ability. A veteran quarterback capable of reading defenses before the snap could potentially unlock another level for the entire unit. Of course, this is where opinions become divided. Some fans believe Seattle has already moved on. Others believe the organization should focus completely on its younger quarterbacks and continue building toward the future, instead of revisiting the past. It's a fair argument. After all, every NFL franchise eventually reaches a point where difficult decisions have to be made between nostalgia and long-term planning. But football is also a business, driven by opportunities. If the front office truly believed Wilson could immediately elevate the offense while mentoring younger players, it's not impossible to imagine conversations taking place behind closed doors. That doesn't necessarily mean a reunion is likely. It simply means the possibility creates an interesting discussion. One thing that cannot be ignored is Wilson's knowledge of high-pressure situations. He's played in playoff games. He's played in championship games. He's faced some of the league's toughest defenses. That kind of experience becomes valuable inside any locker room filled with younger talent, still learning how to win consistently. Leadership isn't always measured by statistics. Sometimes it's measured by preparation, communication, and confidence during critical moments. Those are qualities Wilson has demonstrated throughout much of his career. At the same time, Seattle's offense has continued evolving. The scheme looks different. The coaching philosophy has changed. The personnel has changed. If Wilson were ever to return, adjustments would have to be made on both sides. He would need to adapt to a new offensive system, while coaches would likely build certain concepts around his strengths. That's much easier said than done. Another reason these rumors continue gaining momentum is because NFL history has shown us that unexpected reunions happen more often than people realize. Players leave. Years pass. Situation change. Front offices change. Then suddenly, a reunion that once seemed impossible becomes reality. We've seen veterans return to former teams before. Sometimes it works beautifully. Sometimes it doesn't. That's exactly why speculation surrounding Wilson refuses to disappear. Fans remember the magic. They remember the incredible fourth-quarter comebacks. They remember the impossible throws outside the pocket. They remember the championship celebrations. Those memories naturally make people wonder what another chapter might look like. Now let's talk about what this could mean for Seattle's offense if such a move somehow became reality. The first major advantage would obviously be experience. Having a quarterback who has already seen virtually every defensive coverage imaginable can dramatically speed up offensive decision-making. Defenses become more complicated every season. Disguised blitzes, rotating safeties, complex zone coverages. Veteran quarterbacks generally identify these looks much faster than younger players. That alone can improve offensive efficiency. Secondly, Wilson has always been known for extending plays. Even when protection breaks down, he's historically found ways to keep drives alive. While mobility naturally changes with age, his instincts remain one of his biggest strengths. Receivers often benefit from quarterbacks capable of creating additional time. Broken plays frequently become explosive gains. That's another reason fans continue imagining how dangerous Seattle's offense could become. Then, there's the emotional side. Imagine Russell Wilson running back onto the field, wearing Seahawks colors once again. The stadium would absolutely erupt. The atmosphere would instantly become one of the loudest in football. Home field advantage has always been a major part of Seattle's identity. A reunion of this magnitude would only increase that excitement. However, there are also legitimate concerns. Would Wilson accept a different role than he previously had? Would expectations become unrealistically high? Would revisiting the past prevent Seattle from fully embracing its future? These questions don't have easy answers. Every roster decision comes with risks. That's why front offices spend months evaluating every possible outcome before making major moves. Financial considerations also play an important role. The salary cap affects virtually every decision NFL teams make. Even if both sides wanted a reunion, the numbers would have to make sense. Otherwise, strengthening one position could weaken several others. Successful franchises always think beyond one player. Roster balance matters just as much as star power. Still, the conversation itself says something important. Russell Wilson remains one of the most recognizable figures in Seahawks history. Years after leaving Seattle, fans are still discussing what another chapter could look like. Very few athletes leave that kind of lasting impact on an organization. Whether you supported the trade or opposed it, there's no denying Wilson helped shape one of the greatest eras in franchise history. That's why every rumor involving his name immediately captures national attention. As of now, there has been no official confirmation that the Seahawks are planning to bring Russell Wilson back. Most of the discussion remains speculation fueled by analysts, fans, and social media conversations. Until reliable reports emerge from the organization itself, it's important to separate exciting possibilities from confirmed facts. But that's exactly what makes NFL off-season storylines so entertaining. Every rumor creates debate. Every report sparks new theories. Every possibility keeps fans watching for the next breaking update. Could Seattle eventually explore a reunion? Anything is possible in the NFL. Will it actually happen? Only time will tell. One thing is certain. If Russell Wilson ever did return to Seattle, it would instantly become one of the biggest stories in professional football. The headlines would dominate sports media. The fan reactions would explode across social media. Every national television show would be discussing whether the Seahawks had just rebuilt a legitimate championship contender. Until then, Seahawks fans will continue watching every report, every interview, and every insider update for clues about what the future holds. Whether you believe a reunion is the perfect move or think the franchise should continue building with a new generation of players, this conversation isn't ending anytime soon. And if anything major develops regarding Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks, you can be sure we'll have every update, every reaction, and every piece of breaking news ready for you right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Seahawks update.